Welcome back to another show, everybody. This is You May Roscoe, and I am Roscoe. And today's show, of course, I got my partners in crime with me. I got Cel and Peeps. And today, the three of us are actually going to be doing what is a part two to a commentary that we were doing about The Boys season three. And we just didn't have enough time to actually cover everything that we wanted to cover. And we wanted to, give ourselves a chance to do just that. So this is what this is about. Before we continue, I do want to ask for anybody who hasn't already that they please subscribe to the channel and also make sure you hit the notification bell. Like I said, we're going to continue our conversation. I think we ended the last one where we were talking about who would be pretty much the antagonist going into season four. But we had some things that we had to backtrack over because we didn't get to talk about like the whole A Train deal. There was a lot of stuff that we didn't get to talk about. The A Train thing is something that I wanted to talk about a little bit. For anybody who's been following the show from the very first season, they would know like A Train. He's pretty much the reason why the events in the show have started, have kind of jumped off the way that they did. Like none of this stuff from the point where he ran through Huey's girlfriend. like that's kind of what kicked this off. You know what I mean? And set that all of everything that happened in the play. But let's talk about that A Train, and not only his trek from season one up until now, and everything that happened in the season three, but Sarah, what was like your thoughts on that whole storyline, or A Train storyline in general?
Well, from season one to now, when I first saw A Train, the whole running through her, I really thought if I was to ever see this dude in person, I had to punch him in his shit. He just seemed like one of them. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. He just irritated me.
No,
I don't know whether because it was just his attitude or not really completely giving a fuck and just thinking I'm just the shit attitude. But I did not like him at all. I still don't somewhat like him. But like I said, just third season really gave me an eye opener for a lot of folks I really wasn't too fond of. And what really made me feel some type of I'm like, okay, was that he got love for his brother, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Brothers love that brothers bond something else, and you don't know what lengths you actually go to protect your family in a sense. And even if it's damn near gonna kill you, which it damn near did. But what I'm still trying to understand and what I somewhat get is that even at the end of this season, the things that he had to do in order to get back in order to get back with the seven, it's just like it seems like he can't live without being a part of the seven in a sense. So it seemed like that's just attached to him, and it's just like,
right.
But I'm interested in the next season with him as well. Because he can't use that crap.
Yeah. That's a funny image right there. I'm gonna let it pass by because I don't want YouTube to wild out or nothing with little what was dude's name? Termite. that's a hell of a character. But Peeps, what was your whole outlook on A Train's story arc?
I think it was really well done. Considering that, just piggybacking off of what you guys said already, how basically the character is a linchpin for Huey to get involved into the story because of, his girlfriend getting ran through literally. And you know what I'm saying? He was self-centered, he was arrogant, and it was just a prime example of, what is given can be taken away. And he basically got everything taken away from him. His speed was everything to him. And you find out in this season that his brother means just as much to him as his speed, his notoriety, and all of that good stuff. Mm-hmm. And they put their foot off in this season, man, as far as giving like characters time to breathe and give them development. Mm-hmm. Because I generally believe by the time we get to next season, he's going to be one of the boys, and he's going to have to do something really drastic to get their trust, because Starlight tried to trust him, and he's the reason why Starlight's ex-boyfriend is dead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Pete.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up, but he's gonna have to do something very drastic. But unlike the Deep, who is just he's all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I generally believe that what happened to his brother is a call to arms to him, and also just seeing how much Homelander is just off his shit. And Homelander said, man, I don't need none of you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Homelander, we'll get into that. Right. But I generally believe that he will be one of the boys by the end of the season next year. Well, next season.
Right. No, I liked his art. I like where they took his art. Like y'all said, very much an a-hole. When his journey started out, when they first started showing us him, and he's very uncaring about the people around him, the things around him. He's very self-centered. He was so focused on that. I remember the one scene, I believe it's season 1, where he's walking around with Prince's old guitar, and he has there's like extravagance and all this lavish shit that's around him, and he looks so unhappy. Like, it looked kind of blasé to him, but that's the world that he had created, this very superficial world for himself. And then to go from that, just getting some things that, and we still don't know if he's gotten to, the point of redemption, but it looked like it's going that way, up until the thing with Blue Hawk, happens, which we'll talk about. But like his whole, every time it seemed like he was going to make a turn for the right, he went left on you again. You know what I mean? So it's just like, fuck this dude, man. You know what I mean? Like, why they? And then I'm like, at first I was tripping that, like, why the black guy has to, and I didn't want to make it about color, but at the same time, I know that people will look at these fictional things and they'll take bits and pieces and add it to real diatribes and stuff like that. So I'm just happy that it looks as if there's a redemption that may happen for this dude. And I think I'm with Peeps and that whole theory of him probably ending up with the boys or dead. One of the two. But yeah, no, that the whole thing with Blue Hawk. Let's talk about that thing. How did Cel? How did you feel about that whole character and his arc? I can't hear you. No, I still can't hear you. Maybe it's something going on with him. So maybe we'll just go to Peeps right now. And Peeps, what was your whole thing or your assessment on Blue Hawk?
It was the boys, writers and showrunners being, very conscious of the real world and giving us a taste of that inside of a superhero fantasy space. And you would have individuals like that if that happened in the real world, if people had superpowers like that. And, just the structure of powers, like, oh, well, here's a little slap on the wrist and you'll do a little community service and we'll be able to spend it a certain way. And you know what I'm saying? When things become more personal, you know what I'm saying? Because A-Train's brother was a call to arms about Blue Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling them like, yo, you're a member of the Seven, dude, man. Talk to them about this guy, man. He's over policing our communities. You know what I'm saying? And, it was just a brilliant, really not browbeating shock to the system, because I believe that a lot of times with today's media, we get hit with these woke and thing, elements
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying, it forces people to be like, you know what, if you're left or right, you're going to dive deeper into whatever point of view that you're at.
Right.
But when it's told subtly and told in a correct way, it'll allow you to flow in and understand things a lot more. And I really think that the writers did a great job with that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like I thought that it was they did a masterful job of incorporating the politics of real life into the series. Not just with Blue Hawk, but with Homelander too. Because with those two, you see a lot of the right wing politics and ideals that people in the real world actually hold on to, and how they, there was scenes in this particular season with Homelander where he sounded like Donald Trump. You know what I mean? He was sounding like Trump. And with Blue Hawk, he was definitely speaking, like as if a lot of real officers would speak. You know what I mean? Like when he went to that the press conference, and he was supposed to be apologizing, but he gets antagonized by, these are just regular people. You know what I mean? Like he went off the deep end, and the politics started taking him over. Until he started doing some crazy stuff. So I think Blue Hawk was just such a crazy character and a great character to have in there at the same time, to add to A-Train's art, and when they interact. And then A-Train not only sees how he is, but he was told by his brother, about the curb stomp and all that, and how he was doing with people in the community. So Blue Hawk was just he represented like how a lot of people in this world like really feel. And it was, I ain't gonna front. Like for me, it was satisfying to see him gone, and not and the way that he went was so symbolic. Dude. We may have touched on this on in another video, but that dragon, the way he was drugged, a lot of Black people have been drugged like that in real life. You know what I mean? So like that was saying something to me. But yeah, that was crazy. Now that we're looking at Stan Edgar, you know what I mean? like what was y'all thoughts? I'll start off with you, Cel, and like what was your thoughts on how the art the story arc kind of played out for Stan Edgar.
Are we working now? Are we?
Yeah. We
good. Okay. One of the antagonists in this series. First of all, he is a great actor. He grew up watching him in a lot of different shows, a lot of different movies. But to actually, how's the best way can I put his character development throughout this whole he's what I would call the puppet master of things. And what I mean as far as that is that he will do anything to move the company forward no matter what. No matter what that cost is, he's gonna make stuff happen. He's that businessman in a sense. But I will say that I really started taking more notice of him in season 2.
Okay.
I started to look a little bit more into him and how he had so much power. I mean, he was holding meetings with the Secretary of Defense, like, and his whole thing with Compound V. Like, and how he tried to get Homelander to understand, and how Homelander thinks that the company is based off of superheroes, more along the line of superheroes, but in fact, it's not that. It's a pharmaceutical company more than anything.
Right.
So, and how Homelander is not his most valuable asset either. See, Homelander had that notion that he's the man, he's the one that's pushing this company forward, he's the face of this company. In a sense, he is, but the underlying, no, you're just one of these other little puppets as everybody else within this company.
Right.
You know, and that he's not obligated to inform him of every decision he makes within the company. And I think that's something else that Homelander didn't like. Everybody usually reports back to Homelander. Not him. Not him at all. Period. And how he's able to I can't.
I mean, he's basically puppeteering, like you said. He's basically doing that. I think I see my thing with Stan Edgar that I was able to notice is how duplicitous he is. Like he was always, and we got to give a shout out to the sirens. You start talking about Stan Edgar, the sirens start coming. But I think with this, the one thing that I noticed with him is like how he makes sure to have a hand in on every angle, every side of whatever particular situation. You know what I mean? Like he's playing like Anne was able to teach Victoria Newman that. You know what I mean? Like the way that she was able to pick up on that, because he always had a contingency for everything except for the one thing with Victoria when she turned on. So for me, because I'm more than certain, like we gonna see this dude again. We gonna see this dude again. And when you mentioned about like how A-Train may end up being one of the boys, I'm in the mindset, and I have a theory that Stan Edgar is gonna pop back up again. His little head gonna pop up out the ground, and we're gonna get him to help and aid the boys. But Peeps, what's your thoughts on Edgar?
I'm going to go as far as to say that this is all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. He understood that Homelander is, and no disrespect to Homelander, because I'm team Homelander all the way, a bit unhinged. And we're talking about a man who's the most powerful, is literally the most powerful being on the planet, who's unhinged and who thirsts for more power and thirsts for this level of acceptance and love. And Stan Edgar is a more of a calculated being. You know what I'm saying? He's not emotional. You know what I'm saying? Even when I believe the young lady's name is Vanessa, does what she does in portraying him, he never cops an attitude. He never gets angry. He just asks why. And he never loses his cool.
Right.
But from my point of view, it's all part of the plan. And now his daughter is about to be vice president. Not only that, all it takes is one accident and the vice president is elevated to president. And the president has what type of powers? He has the powers to patent anyone out of jail. Stan Edgar, okay, you want to kick me out? It's almost like a Vince McMahon situation for those of you guys who are wrestling fans. Vince McMahon is currently under all of these allegations and so forth and so on. And he's just like, all right, bet. Cool. He's not emotional. He's not any of that because he understands the long game. And that's what I think Stan Edgar understands, the long game. He's going to let Homelander have his little time to shine and let him carry the weight of actually maintaining the company, which he's not going to be able to do because we're going to see him get even more unhinged. And now that he knows that there are people out there that will still love him, even though he's heat visioning motherfuckers, he's going to turn the fuck up next season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hold on, Sal. I'm gonna finish up. But long story short, Stan Edgar, he will be back, and he's gonna be even bigger and stronger in next season.
Go ahead, Sal.
And to top off what people said, man, as far as him just being calculated and really not showing no emotions in a sense, as far as being upset and things of that sort, them the type of people you have to be scared of. Them the ones you really have to sit back. Because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, just going through now while Peeps was talking, what I also noticed about him, and while he is a cold-hearted businessman at heart, and he does not, another person that you really cannot trust, in a sense, that would just do anything when it comes to him making plans, no matter how unethical it is, he's going to get it done. He's going to do it. Them the other people you have to be scared of. But on the top of that, he doesn't have to get his hands dirty. He get the other people around him to do his dirt for him. This is why I said the puppet master, in a sense. Just like the one little scene from where he was when he met up with Butcher at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling him how he had snipers or where they could take one clean shot and end them. Right. Just that generalized, just that. Yeah, he's scary. Them the people you got to look out for, man. But I'm with Peeps, man. I think he's definitely gonna pop his head back up next season.
Yeah, no, I think he will too. And now that we're looking at the deep, and that's a whole nother. And we got like 5 minutes and some change before this particular session is done, and we didn't even get into the deep, But the deep in his character, man. How it seemed like he's sinking lower and lower and lower. As the seasons are going by, you are like, how much more deplorable can this dude get? And how much is he gonna suck up? I'm like, at first I was like looking between him and A-Train, like who was the bigger suck up between the two? So but because we don't have a lot of time, we may end up having to do a part three, to this, which I don't have a issue with, but when we have the time, we'll be able to get to that. But I mean, there's so much other stuff to cover. Like I said, the deep and his stuff with him and his wife. You know what I mean? Because you get to the end of this particular season, and we see that she's got a tell-all book. she gonna go ham on deep, But
hey, and let's not forget about when Homelander bust everybody out, and he was like the octopus that you was entangling with, and how A-Tray's eyes kind of shifted over.
No, it was funny as hell. Like he thinking that nobody knows about this liaison with the octopus, but him and his wife. But no, Homelander, man, he shitted on all of them. Made Ashley put off the wig, everything. But yeah, we gonna have to, because again, so much other stuff to cover. We like the lady on the screen right now. The role that she may end up playing in the upcoming season, just so much other stuff to talk about. But we gonna end this at this before we get up out of here. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. You'll pick the one named Entertainment Reactions. I have a playlist where we'll throw these particular videos where we're just kind of doing our commentary about particular shows and stuff like that. So look in that playlist for this one. I do have playlists for lots of other stuff, mainly music, but we'll build up onto some of those other things. So check out everything in the playlist. The Cash App is on the screen, $ You Made Roscoe. For those who like to show their support or appreciation for the work being done, there is that. And that's about it. Let me see how much time we got left. We got 2 minutes and some change. Fellas, how y'all want to close this out? What you got to say about everything before we close out?
I would like to say the guy that plays Homelander, I cannot think of his name, but if you want to watch another good series with him in it, it is called hey, I just had it on the top of my head.
Dag dabbit.
Right.
No, we'll get it out. We'll figure out that show. Maybe when we get a chance to do part 3 of this, we'll be able to give a shout out to that other show. Anthony Starr is his name, right?
Anthony Starr, yeah.
Hey,
Cel was channeling his inner the Riddler when he couldn't figure it out. He like, ah!
Banshee. There we go, Banshee. If there's another series y'all want to watch with Anthony Starr, Banshee. That is a good series as well.
Okay,
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew it was on my head. I'm like, Banshee.
Peeps, anything you got before we get up out of here, man?
Nah, man. Y'all like, subscribe, hit us in the comment section. Let's have a dialogue about this show, man. And love y'all, man.
Yeah. No, now that we see, we just saw Love Sausage. All I gotta say is, before we get up out of here, love your sausage. Have a great rest of y'all day, man. Peace.